Hey guys, today I am making a video that I didn't plan on making, and it's about my 1 year post beating incompetent cervix, my story, my thoughts and feelings on all the things like, are we gonna have more kids? What will it look like when we do? So just to start off, in case you're stumbling across this video because you searched incompetent cervix, which is what I did as soon as I got diagnosed, I did not know I had incompetent cervix with my, oh my gosh, that thing in the wind that's something outside in the wind that's making that really annoying noise. So I'm so sorry if you're hearing that or if you're annoyed by it, but honestly, I just wanted to hang out in my kitchen with you guys and talk to you like you were my friend coming over, because I just have to first say thank you so much to all of you who have reached out to me, thanking me for making my videos, thanking me for sharing my journey with incompetent cervix, high-risk pregnancy, short cervix. I didn't know I had incompetent cervix. I was just video logging my pregnancy, and I thought it was gonna be a very normal pregnancy. I was not expecting any complications. I envisioned myself having this picture perfect pregnancy where I would be working out and I'd be glowing and not gain a ton of weight and just lose it all once I had the baby. But that has not been my story at all. So I know I'm already kind of jumping around, but I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you guys for your comments every single day, for your messages every single day on Facebook and Instagram and everything. My goal now is to support others with incompetent cervix like I was supported. I wanted to start from the beginning. So I did not know I had incompetent cervix. I was video diarying kind of my pregnancy by doing weekly updates, monthly updates, and then at my 20-week ultrasound, I was diagnosed with short cervix, and then thank the Lord, my doctor wanted to see me a week later where I was a centimeter dilated and was recommended by her to go to a hospital 4 hours away to have an emergency cerclage done. Where they did that, I was on modified bed rest and got P17 shots for the remainder of my pregnancy. I got my cerclage out at 35 weeks because I have a really short torso. So my son was right on top of my cervix and pushing on the cerclage. So usually it's around 37, 38 weeks they removed the cerclage, but they did it at 35 for me, and I gave birth at 37 weeks to my son Bryce, who is now 1 year old. So that's the fast talk. What's incompetent cervix? And incompetent cervix is when your cervix is literally not doing what it is supposed to do. Basically, your cervix is supposed to hold strong until the end of the pregnancy, and then it's supposed to shorten and open for you to be able to have the baby. And this can cause many miscarriages, second trimester miscarriages and preterm babies. And I seriously get heartbroken reading your comments on, I know I'm gonna get emotional during this. I get heartbroken when I hear your comments of how many losses you guys have experienced, even if it's 1 or 3, because I do feel so lucky that Bryce is here. And I do not know what I would be like today if I would have lost him, which will kind of lead me into more. So the question we get asked a lot now is, are we gonna have more kids? Because Bryce is 1, he's starting to walk, and I have always loved kids. My husband has always been great with kids. So we're getting asked, are we gonna have more? And the answer is, we don't know. We don't know. Because I don't know what I would do if I went through loss like some of you guys. And you guys are so strong and incredible. I just don't know if I can do it knowing I have what I have. You know, like if losing the pregnancy would make me feel, losing the baby would make me feel like it's my fault. I don't know. But the crazy thing is when Bryce hit like 9 months old, I got a streak of baby fever. And I don't know why, but I did. I got a streak of baby fever when Bryce was about 9 months old, and Bryce was born and had severe acid reflux. And we tried to do everything imaginable to help him with that. And it was really hard the first 6 months of Bryce's life. He was constantly crying. He was constantly fussy. People would be like, oh, I'll come over and hold him and take him, you know, I'll come snuggle him. And they would, and they'd hand him back to me because, and I get it. Like when you go over to visit somebody and the baby you're holding constantly crying, the reaction is to, oh, you want your mom back. But it's like, we went into like parenthood isolation for Bryce's first 6 months of life because it was just so hard. And at 9 months, I really felt like I could breathe and things were going really well. And also I felt like I was robbed of that newborn experience because I did not enjoy it because of Bryce's reflux. So I think that's kind of what caused my baby fever. I wasn't being real with myself on what being pregnant again would look like. And so we kind of had a discussion about it this weekend, my husband and I, that like, we don't know right now what it's gonna be like, and if we want more kids, or if Bryce is ours, and we're grateful for that. But then it really like was making me think a lot last night about, and maybe that's why I was prompted to film this, was, you know, I always kind of visioned having 2 kids, maybe 3. And I visualized them becoming adults, them, you know, having their own significant others and families and whatever. And I love shows like Parenthood, and I love here on YouTube like Ellie and Jared, who are close to their siblings and have a lot of siblings, and their kids have lots of cousins. And I just am like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to give that to Bryce. You know, and that makes me really sad. I never wanted a lot of kids, but after incontinent cervix, I was like, well, what if I wanted 5 kids? That would be 10 cerclage placements. Like, that would be a lot, you know? Or cerclage placements, and then 5 cerclage placements, and then 5 them being taken out. That's what I meant by 10. But it just really sucks. And I know so many of you women can relate to this whole, like, why is having children so hard, you know? Like, whether you're struggling with infertility, or whether you're struggling with like incontinent cervix like me, or like my friend Lauren has a blood disorder that affects her pregnancy. And it's like, why is it so hard when good-hearted people have such a hard time bringing in beautiful humans into this world? And then there's just so much going on with like vaccinations and mom shaming and this, that, and the other thing. It's like, you know, did any of you feel this way about this topic? I don't know. I'm just feeling all the feels right now, because I think it's got brought on because my husband and I had a conversation, and a lot of people right now are asking me about when's baby number 2, because they don't understand that incontinent cervix is something I'm gonna have with more pregnancies. And you know, it wasn't just Bryce's. It's something that's gonna be present, and I do have strong faith that God already knows his plans for me. I just wish I knew that heartbreak wasn't involved. And I know that sounds like it might sound so weird, but the saying is, God doesn't put you through more than you can handle. And recently I heard another pastor say, God absolutely puts you through more than what you can handle, because that means you must then rely on him and not yourself. And any of you who have lost little ones, like, man, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm just so mad at incompetent cervix. And like I said, my goal now is to support other women going through this. And I mean, I'm having a conversation right now with a girl who's on hospital bed rest until her baby is born, or at least until 28 weeks, and then they'll evaluate from there. And I'm having another conversation with somebody who was very scared during her pregnancy, but now just had her baby, and she's posting all these amazing, beautiful newborn pictures. So it's like that teeter-totter of, there's hope and it can be done and miracles can happen. I have proof of one of them with Bryce. And then like that, do I want to go through that, you know? Because a lot of people have asked too, like, what will happen if I do get pregnant again? And I did talk about this on another video, I think on one of Bryce's updates, but if I get pregnant again, I will get a cerclage placed at the beginning of the second trimester, which I just had another thought come to my head I'll share with you, but I'll have it at the beginning of the second trimester, because just because we have incompetent cervix doesn't really necessarily increase or decrease our chance of miscarriage in the first trimester. That can happen to anybody with or without incompetent cervix or a high-risk condition. But then I'll get and that'll be a preventative cerclage. And I've heard from in my groups that preventative transvaginal cerclages have an 80% success rate. I do not even know the percentage of success rate with emergency cerclages, which is what Bryce was. But I know that it's less. It's more risky and a less chance, or whatever I'm trying to say here. But the thought that I had randomly was not something I was going to share, but I'm gonna decide to share because a lot of people ask what causes incompetent cervix. And that was one of the things I really started researching when I was on bed rest and didn't really have anything to do, because I was on bed rest and told to be still. But from what I've researched, it can be caused by, you know, a lot of procedures done where the cervix is involved, like IVF, which is so heartbreaking to me, because it's like my friends who have IVF and then, you know, go through multiple rounds of that to get pregnant and then get incompetent cervix as it could be as a result. It's not like for sure. But another thing is, you know, there's also no cause. Like, people can't say this is why you have incompetent cervix. But another one that when I was researching was rape. And I don't want to go into the story of that, but a situation happened to me and it makes me feel like it's my fault, you know? So that's kind of my thoughts on incompetent cervix right now, and are we gonna have more kids? And here we are a year later with a 1-year-old, you know, like I had my cerclage placed in May of 2016. My son was born in September of 2016, and it's now October of 2017, so it's a little bit over a year. And my thoughts on this year have been, it's been really hard. I thought my journey was gonna be easy once I'd given birth, and that was not the case. Becoming a mom and building a house and being a wife and a business owner and all the hats that I wear is hard, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to do anything else. There's been times where I'm like, why do I do all of these things? And then when I sit and think about it, I would be like, what else would you be doing? And I don't, this is exactly what I want. And that's something I'm so grateful for. And in this year, I have struggled with postpartum anxiety and depression. We moved. I'm still about 10 pounds away from my pre-pregnancy weight. This baby weight is a lot harder to lose than I thought. So if you want me to do any videos in regards to those topics, whether it's like postpartum depression and weight loss or whatever, please leave it in the comments. But I just wanted to hop on here and share my thoughts. And yes, I would love to be like that raw incontinence cervix warrior person right now, but that's not the headspace I'm in right now. I'm very scared. I'm very, it's all really unknown from here. And I know that every woman with almost every woman with incontinent cervix has that thought, because the ladies I'm talking to on Instagram and Facebook are like, are you worried about having more kids? And it's like, I had that same thought when I was getting diagnosed and getting prepped for surgery. It's like, what about more kids? And it's really something to take into account when we are aware of our condition. Because a lot of people will say, to ease my mind about it all, is like, nobody knows, you know, like anybody could get pregnant and something could happen. Whether it happened in the first trimester, second or third, or after, it can happen to anybody. I think the factor that we know we have incompetent cervix maybe adds a little bit more guilt and cautiousness, I think. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, please give the video a thumbs up so I know you like these type of like sit down and chat with me, as I haven't done them in a long time. I felt really self-conscious about my YouTube right now because I just don't know what direction to take it. What kind of videos you guys want, longer, shorter, I don't know. So if you want to tell me, you can, but this has always been just my creative outlet to talking about things that are on my mind and what's going on in my life. But I do appreciate those of you who have commented, liked, and subscribed to my channel, and those of you especially who have reached out to me. And even if I can just add you to my prayer list, I want to give back to any of you who are going through anything, because when I was at the lowest point of, you know, bed rest and incompetent cervix, I know those prayers that people were praying over us worked.